Good morning. In this video, we are going to learn the next continuation topic in SQL commands, DDL commands and DML commands. Let's start. Okay. So first coming to DDL commands. Okay. DDL commands, data definition language commands. Now we are going to learn how we are practically practically creating or manipulating the database tables by using these SQL language commands. Okay. So first in DDL, the first command is create. Okay. So create command is used to create the database objects like table, index, function, views, stored procedures and triggers also. Okay. And what is the first, just to go through this syntax and note down carefully in your notes also. Create table syntax, create and next table, and next you have to write the table name. Here the table is a keyword, a table name. Okay. So whatever table name you want to create, that table name should be right here. After that bracket will be opened. Okay. So whatever columns you want to store in that particular table, you need to mention along with the data type. Okay. So first of all, you have to write column name 1 and data type, column name 2, data type. Okay. Likewise, you can write column n, data type. This is the syntax for creating a table. Okay. Let's see the example. Here we are creating, there are two tables. One is DEPT table, department table, and next one is employee table, EMP. Okay. In department table, there are two columns. One is department number, D number, and department name, D name. Okay. Uh, by following the syntax, we have to we have to write the example. First of all, you have to write create table, table name DAPT, and open brace. In that you have to write columns along with data type and size. Here the data type means it includes the size also. Okay. D number and the data type number, size 3, comma, D name. In this we are going to store characters. That's why we used varchar2 data type, varchar2 of size 30. Okay. And second example is create table emp. In that table we are creating 1 2 3 4 5 columns: employee number, employee name, date of joining, salary, and department number. Okay. For every column, first of all you have to decide the column name and also its corresponding data type and size. Okay. Just see this example. For E number and salary and department number, we are using number data type, and for E name we are using character to data type, and D was a date of joining. Okay, we are used to store date, that's why we are using here date data type. Okay, let's see the running environment practically how we are implementing those these queries, these tables practically. Just for opening SQL command line environment to execute the queries, type run SQL command line in the search bar, okay, and double click on run SQL command line or open it, okay. Okay. So first of all, we have to connect to the Oracle database by using authorized username and password. For that, you have to type here CONN connect space password username. The username is system and forward slash, and you have to give password here. The password is Oman. Okay, this username and password given by default by the Oracle software. Okay, so connected. Now your log on to the Oracle environment. Just see this SQL Start Plus copyright 1982 2010 Oracle. Okay, it's a Oracle Start Plus environment. In this SQL prompt is there. Every command you need to type near the SQL command prompt and enclosed with the semicolon, and to execute these commands you have to press enter. Okay. Okay, first of all I have to create a department table. Already I typed these commands in the notepad. Just select this command, copy, and coming to near SQL prompt, paste it and press enter. Okay, it displays table created. And next table, you have to create the employee table also, like this. For this I have to select this command and copy this command, and coming to the SQL command line environment, near SQL prompt you have to paste it and just press enter. Table created. Okay. Next, see this DESC command. So what is DESC command? DESC means describe command. This command is used to describe the structure of the already existing table. Okay, after creation of table, after doing any modifications on the structure of the table, in order to view the structure of the table, you can use this command. What is the syntax for this? DESC space table name. Okay, just see this example. When you are executing the command like a DESC EMP, it shows the columns and their data types. Okay, just see this practically. I want to show the structure of I want to see the structure of department table, DESC department. Okay, just see this. It shows there are two columns are in DEPT table with this corresponding data types. Okay, now I want to show the description of employee table. Okay, in employee table, how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns are there with corresponding data types. Okay, this is how we are creating a table in the SQL environment practically. Okay, and coming to next command, alter table. Alter is used to modify the structure of the database objects like tables, indexes, functions, views, stored procedures and triggers. Okay, when you want, after creating a table structure, if you want to make any changes to the structure like adding an additional column to the already existing structure, or modify the existing columns data type or size, okay, or to rename the already existing column in the table, okay, or to delete the existing column from the table, okay. So if you want to do these modifications on already created table, we use alter command, okay. So first of all, the first change is if you want to add new column in a table, okay. Actually in department table there are two columns are there. I want to add one more additional column into that table. Then we are using alter command. Just go through the syntax: alter table, table name, space, add, open brace, and in that you have to mention all the column names, column name, data type. Here the data type means size also, it specifies size also, no need to mention the size separately, okay. So if you want to add another column, then you have to write next column name and data type, like that, okay. Likewise, if you add more columns, how many columns you want to add to the existing table structure, you need to write those columns along with data types, okay. So for example, here I want to add location column to the department table. Already department table had two columns. Now I want to add third column, the location, okay. For that we are writing here the example like this: alter table, table name DAPT, and we used one clause with the alter table, add clause, add, and inside the braces you have to write the column name, delocation, varchar 2 of 30, okay. And next one, modifying the data type of an existing column in the table, okay. So sometimes you need to change the data type or size of an existing column in the table. For that we used modify clause with the alter table, okay. Just go through this syntax: alter table, table name, modify, okay. And you have to write just start the open brace. You have to write the existing column name, okay. For that, if you want to change the data type, then you have to write new data type. If you want to change the size, you have to write the new size, okay. Either you can change data type or you can change size of the particular existing column, okay. Now I want to modify in employee table, the sal column is there. Actually data type is number and size is 5. I want to change the size 5 to 7 comma 2, okay. That's why I want to write like this. We have to write like that, like this: alter table emp modify, okay, open brace, sal number 7 comma 2, okay. Okay, so now practically we'll see how these commands are executing, okay. Now I want to add one more column to the department table. Just copy this and paste here, table altered, okay. After that, now check the structure of the table again: DEST, DEPT, table name DEPT, okay. Just see this. Actually already there are two columns. Now delocation column added to this department structure, okay. Next I want to modify the salary columns size in the EMP table. table altered. Now you want to see, you want to check the structure of the, you have to check the structure of the EMP table. It shows the change you have done, changes you have done. Okay. So previously the salary column, just see this, the salary column contains the size as 5. Now the size changed to 7 comma 2 for this sal column in the EMP table. Okay. Now next, if you want to delete already existing columns from the table, we use a drop column clause with the alter table command. Okay, just see this syntax: alter table, table name, drop column. Okay, there is a space between the drop and column. Next space, column name. Okay, I want to drop delocation DLOC column from the department table here. That's why we are we have to write this example like this: alter table DEPT drop column delocation. Okay, and next one, rename a column. Okay, it is also possible to rename already existing rename a column name, already existing column name to new name. Okay, for that purpose we used rename column clause with the alter command. Okay, just follow this syntax: alter table, table name, rename column. Okay, there must be a space between the rename and column, and next you have to write the old column name, space 2 space new column name. Okay, now I want to rename the salary column, SAL column, to salary. Okay, so that's why we are writing like this: alter table EMP rename column SAL sal, it's an old column name, to salary, it's a new column name. Okay, now the SAL column in the EMP table renamed as salary. And coming to rename a table. Okay, you can also rename a table also by using the rename command. Okay, so rename old table name to new table name. Here the rename student1 to STUD. Then the student1 database table name can be changed to STUD. Okay. Yes. Now go through this practical session. Now I want to drop a table, drop a column DLOC from the department table. Select it and copy and paste here. Okay. So then it displays table altered. Now just see the description of table by using the describe command. Okay, it shows, just see this output description: DLOC column eliminated or removed from this database structure. Okay, now rename a column sal to salary in the EMP table. Table altered. Just check the structure of EMP. Okay, just see this: SAL column rename to salary. Okay, now I want to rename EMP table to EMP1. table renamed. Okay, let me check. Now I want to see the structure of EMP. Then it displays object EMP does not exist. Why? Because the table EMP name changed to EMP1. Okay, now DESC EMP1. It shows the structure of the table EMP1. Okay. And the next command is drop or truncate table, and coming to the drop table. So drop is used if you want to delete the structure of the unused tables. Okay, then we used drop command. The syntax is here the drop table is used to both the structure and also if any records stored in the table also. Okay, delete both the structure and records stored in the table. It's a syntax drop table, table name, example. I want to drop EMP table. Then you have to write this example like that. Drop table space and table name EMP. Okay. And coming to the truncate table. So truncate, what is the difference between the drop table and the truncate table? Truncate table used to delete all the records at a time. Okay. But it does not delete the structure. Just it's free the space containing the table records only. Okay. But the drop command deletes both the structure and records stored in the table. So the main difference is the delete truncate. Truncate deletes all the rows from the table at a time. But it keeps the structure in the memory. Okay. Just say this. To drop the command, to drop the table, drop table, table name, table dropped. Okay, let's check DESC describe command. So object DEPT does not exist. Okay, why? Because the drop command deletes both the structure or if any records are existed in that table also. Okay. And coming to DML commands. DML means data manipulation language commands. After creating the table structure, you need to insert records in the table, and also if you want to make any changes in those records columns, you have to change. Okay, and if you don't want those records from the table, you need to delete unnecessary records from the table also, and you need to retrieve whatever data you want from the tables also. So to do all these operations we are using DML commands. Okay, and the DML commands actually whatever changes you have done, those are not reflected to the database permanently. First of all, those changes are to be done in the transaction log or SQL buffer. Okay. But the DDL commands are auto committed. Why? Because whatever changes you have applied to the structure, those are permanently applied to the database. But in the case of DML, okay, so all DML commands are not auto committed. It means it cannot permanently save all changes in the database. Okay. So that's why they can be rolled back at any time. If you have done some operations, you have to, if you want, you have to roll back or undo the previous changes you have done on the table. Okay. So the commands under this DML are 3 commands: insert, update, and next one is delete. Coming to insert command. Okay, insert command is used to insert the data into row of the table. Okay, this just see this syntax. This command is used to insert a single record at a time. Okay, this is the syntax for single record insertion. Just go through this syntax. Insert space into space table name. Okay, and parenthesis, open brace, inside the open brace you have to write the column 1, column 2, column 3, so on, column n. Okay, and space values, it's a keyword. Okay, after that you have to mention the values, value 1, value 2, value 3, so on, value n. Okay, or this can be written like this also. Actually here column 1, column 2, column 3, so on, column n, those are optional. If you want to insert all values, insert values in the all columns. Okay, if you insert the data into only specified columns, then you need to mention these column names here. Otherwise, no need to mention these columns. So, in this syntax, here the column 1, column 2, column 3, so on, column n after the table name are optional. Okay. So, if you want, you have to write the insert syntax like this also. Insert into table name, values, value 1, value 2, value 3, value 3, so on, value n. Okay, just go through this example. Insert into DEPT. In department table there are 2 columns. If you want you can mention, no problem at all. D number comma D name, values 100 comma sales. So one more important note is, when you are mentioning those values, value 1, value 2, value 3, the character type and date type value should be enclosed within the single quotes. Okay. For number values, maybe or may not be, you enclosed them into single quotes. But both character values and date values should be enclosed within the single quotes. Okay. So, what is the example for this? Insert into DEPT values 200 comma protection. Okay. Production. So this is the insert command for multiple records. If you want to insert a multiple records in a table, just go through this syntax. Okay, so you want to, if you want, you can insert multiple records in a table using a substitution variable. Okay, so just go through this syntax. Insert into table name, values. Okay, s var1 ampersand s var1 and ampersand s var2, substitution variable 1, substitution variable 2, so on, substitution variable n. Okay, so how many columns you have in your table? Those number of substitution variables to be written inside the brace along with the insert command. Okay, just see this note. For character and date data, substitution variable must be also enclosed within the single quotes. Okay, just go through this example. Insert into EMP values, employee number, employee name, employee sal and department name. Actually these substitution variables, you can write any name, whatever name you want for that column. You can also write the column names as a substitution variables also, no problem at all. As you like you can write. Okay. So if you mention the substitution variables along with the ampersand operator with the insert command, it prompt like that: enter value for employee number, enter value for employee name, enter value for employee sal, enter value for department name. Okay. So likewise it can insert the data into tables. using substitution variables. Okay, just go through this practically. I'll show you how to insert data into the tables. Okay, before inserting the table, first of all, I have to know the description of EMP1. Nice. Rename EMP1 to EMP. Just table renamed to EMP1 to EMP. Okay. Later on, I have to insert. I have a type insert command near SQL prompt. Insert into. Okay. Before going to insert, first of all, know the structure of the table. Okay. Why? Because before going to insert data into the table, you need to have a thorough clear idea regarding the data type of particular columns. DESC. Next, insert into, what is the table name? EMP values. Just you go through the syntax. Okay, insert into employee values, value 1, value 2, value 3. Of course, now for number values, no need to put single quotes. For data type, compulsory you have to enclose within the single quotes. Okay. Okay, you have to insert all the values according to in which order the columns are existing in the table. Okay, the first value refers to the E number, second value refers to the E name, third value, no, it's wrong, DOG, date of joining. It's not job. DD. Moyen. Bye. Okay. Comma. To write the salary. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here how many columns we have? 5 columns. Those values are to be write like this in the insert command. Okay. If any error in the syntax, it displays the error like a number, Oracle 01756, quoted strings not properly terminated. Just delete the stroke quotation and need to enter. R. Oh. Okay, here the date format is DD MON YYYY. It's a Julian date format. So that's why you have to enter the date like 12 Jan 2010. It's a Julian date format. Okay. Now it shows the message one row created. Okay. After inserting a record into the table, to check those records from the table, use the command select start from table name emp, then it shows the one record. Okay. Now let me learn multiple insertion command with the substitution variables. Ampersand. What we have first, employee number, comma, name, ampersand, name, doj, ampersand, joining date, and next salary, ampersand, sal, next T number, ampersand, D number. Okay. Same syntax. Instead of values in the single record insertion, you need to write the substitution variables in the multiple record insertion. Okay. When you are writing these substitution variables, it shows the message enter value for number, enter value for employee number 11 and name, date of birth, and salary. One row created. Okay. For another record insertion, just you need to type forward slash. Forward slash is for executing the previous command. Executing again the previous command. So that's why if you want to insert more records into employee table, you need to press backward slash at the command prompt SQL and you need to enter. Then it prompt again, enter number, name, okay, salary, the number 20. Okay, two records. Now let me check how many records are there in the employee table by using the select command. Okay, so how many records in the EMP table? There are 3 records. We have inserted in the employee table. Okay, and next, update records in the table. Okay, update command. Update command is used to modify already existing values in the columns or to insert values in the place of null values in the columns. Okay. Sometimes if you don't know the column name or so this command is used to modify the values of columns in the table or use it to insert values in the place of null values. Okay. Sometimes if you don't know the value of column but it is not applicable value, so those values are to be referred as referred with null values. So in the place of null values, if you want to insert values, you need to use update command. Just go through this syntax. Update, table name, set, column name 1 equal to value 1, column name 2 equal to value 2, so on, column name n equal to value n. Okay. So how many column values you want to change? Those column values to be mentioned inside the update command. Okay. And you need to write the where condition. If you want to make changes for all columns in the table, then no need to use the where condition. But if you want to change, if you want to make changes to the particular columns in the particular records, then you need to use where condition. Okay. Okay. Just go through this practical class. Now I want to update salary, update EMP. I want to update salary of employees, salary equal to salary plus 2000. I want to include, add 2000 for every employee. Okay. So for this you want to change, you want to update salary for all records. No need to mention the where condition. Just to enter. Then it shows 3 rows updated. Now to check the change, press the select command, select start from EMP. Okay. Just you execute it. Just see. Okay. For previous salaries, just you add 2000 for all employees. Okay. Okay. And already we know that all DML changes are not permanently saved. Okay. If you want to delete the changes made by you in the table, you have to press rollback. Okay. So the rollback operation deletes all the previous operations you have done on this table. Okay. Just you check once. Now select star from EMP. Just execute this command again. Oh, no rows selected. Okay. So what are the DML operations you have done in the EMP table? Okay. Here one updation command. First of all you have to first of all you inserted 3 records. After that just you updated 3 rows. Okay. 2 operations you have done in the EMP table. Okay. If you perform a rollback operation, all these 2 operations are to be rolled back or undo. Okay. That's why it displays no rows selected. It's a rollback importance. That's why if you make any changes or any DML statement, if you execute any DML statements, you need to commit the changes with the command commit. Okay. Now again I want to insert values in the EMP table. Okay, again I want to insert another table. Okay. Again I have inserted two commands, two records in the EMP table. Next, if you want to save these changes permanently, you need to use one command, commit. Okay, if you commit the changes to the databases permanently, then you never roll back those changes, just apply rollback. Okay, then also it shows the records from the table. Okay, okay, next, to update specified records only as per condition criteria, update EMP set salary equal to 30,000 where D number equal to 10. So how many records are updated? One row updated. Just see this output by using select star from EMP. Okay, just so here the 20,000 updated to 30,000. Okay, if you and next, delete rows from the table. Delete, it is used to remove one or more rows from the table. For that, the syntax is delete from table name where condition. Here the where condition is optional. If you want to delete those records, if you want to delete all records, no need to use the where condition. If you want to delete the records on the condition criteria or specified records only, then only you can use where condition. Okay. So delete from EMP means it deletes all the rows from the EMP table. And if you are using this command delete from EMP where D number equal to 200. Okay, only the employees who are in the 200 department, those records will be deleted from this table. Okay, just go through this practical session. Now I want to delete records, delete from EMP where E number equal to 20. Okay, then only one record will be deleted from this table. Now let me check. Select start from EMP. Okay, so only one record, one row will be deleted. Now if you want to roll back, if you want to cancel this change or undo this change, use rollback command. Okay, then select start from EMP. It shows two records again. Now delete from EMP without where condition. Just you delete all the rows from the table EMP. Just check, select start from EMP. It shows no rows selected. Okay. If you want to roll back this change also, just press roll back. Then it shows again the records in the EMP table. Okay. And next one is DQL, data query language. Select in this DQL, there is only one single command, select command. That command is used to retrieve data from database tables. Okay, so just follow the syntax. Select distinct column name or star from table, where condition, group by clause, having clause, order by clause. Okay, whenever if you have optional braces in your syntax, those are optional. If you want, you can use. Otherwise, just omit that part in that particular operation. Okay. So, select command is used to retrieve whatever data you want from the database tables. Okay. So, to select all the records with all columns from the table, just follow the syntax. There select star from table name. For example, select star from EMP, it shows 2 records. To select, and the second criteria is to select all records with specified columns from the table. Then you need to write syntax like this: select column list from table name. Okay, so select EMP number comma E name from EMP. That means I want to project these columns from the table EMP from all records. Okay, and to select specified records from the table. Okay, so just I want to retrieve only some records from the table. Then you need to use where condition. Select star, star means here all columns, or column list from table name where condition. Okay, so how do you write a where condition? So first of all you have to write the column name. Next of all you have to write the operator. Next you have to write the expression or value. Okay, just see this example. Select star from EMP where D number equal to 10. Okay, so who are working in the department 10, those employees will be deleted from the EMP. Okay, just go through this. And next, to sort the records in the ascending order. Okay, just go through this syntax. Select star or column list from table name, where condition, order by, column name, ascending ASE. Okay, so by default it can sort all those records in the ascending order. So it's an optional, no need to mention ASE keyword here. Okay, and to sort the records in descending order, if you want to sort the records in reverse order, then you need to use the syntax like select star or column list from table name where condition. Okay, order by, column name DESC. Okay, so this DESC keyword displays all those records in the descending order. Okay, so select star from EMP, order by, D number, DESC. It shows those records in the descending order. Let's go through the practical session now. Okay, select star from EMP. Okay, it shows all the records from EMP table. Select star from star E number. If you want to project only some columns, then you have to write only columns EMP number comma E name comma DOJ from EMP. Just it projects only 3 columns from the EMP table from all records. Just go through the outputs and note down in your notes also. Okay, and next select star from EMP. If you want to retrieve only some records, then you need to mention the where condition. Select star from EMP where E number equal to 10. Okay, it only shows only one record. So select, I want to project some columns for some records, EMP number, ename, from EMP, from where ename equal to Sarada Rama. Okay. Then you want to sort out those records in the ascending order or descending order. Just use the order by clause. Select star from EMP, order by, column name, ename. Okay. If you want to, by default it shows the data, it arranges the data in the ascending order only. Okay. First Rama and next Sharada alphabetically. Okay. Or if you want to sort out those records in the descending order, then you used order by ename DESG keyword at the end of the select command. Okay. Then it shows the record Sharada and Rama in reverse order. Okay. Okay. And next, fundamentals of relational database management system book, authors Sumati and S. Isakirajan. This is the reference I have followed for this video. Any questions? If you have any doubts, contact me to clarify your doubts. Just go through the video and note down each and every point clearly. Then you can understand very well. Okay. Thank you.